Hi, and welcome to another episode. What we've got here is basically my birthday presents. It's part of them anyway. But what we've got is Lemmings, SFX. SFX being the band that recorded the Lemmings tune for this audio, not on the original games, but just for this record. They signed up with, which company was it? Yeah, the Parlophone. Parlophone was known for signing up the likes of the Beatles, Cilla Black, so on and so forth, before they became part of the EMI, which became part of something else, which became part of something else. There's quite a big history behind all of that as it is. But SFX, they were around in the 80s and they were known as the jazz rock fusion type band. Interesting choice of bringing music together, but fair enough. They were based in London and they played at Cricketers Pub in Kennington Oval. And supposedly they weren't going to do studio recordings for also a length of time, and allowed people to sit there with their own little portable tape decks and record away. But supposedly they did sign across to getting recorded properly in a proper audio studio and so forth. The drummer was Tony Beard, bass was Felix Krish, the guitar player was Alan Murphy, and Richard Cotel played on keyboards. I don't know if that's the exact band that was around that did this, because there is actually no true names apart from mentioning on the back here that thanking so and so people. Special thanks to Miles at Synthetic and Phil at Morris at Sonosis, without which to all the great guys of Sonosis and DMA for the amazing Lemmings we go on forever and ever, especially Maggie, Sue and Mark, Trish at Parlophone, and Christian, John, Dave and Richard at Synthetic. So they don't actually mention themselves. I have looked on the record, that's the back of the record there, and let's have a look here. There's no mention of the guys in the group, so that's why I've mentioned them, because I believe these are the same people. I am sort of trying to link things together, but I do believe it is the same people. On side A, we've got Lemmings, the Bebop extended mix. On side B, we have Lemmings, the Hamster Jam mix by the Space Invaders. And then the third track that's on side B as well is I think you'd better do what he says. So there we go. Interesting titles. Obviously that's what it says on the back there as well, and this is one of the maps. Why it says A, B, C, D, I'm not too sure, but yeah, that's one of the levels. So obviously you start up off here and you have to make all your way down to the very bottom, sort of stuff. But this was yes, let's give it the year. This was done in 1993, so it's well, quite a while back now, but it was one of the stuff. Some of the interesting facts what I seem to have found on the internet. Again, I'm not 100% sure these details are correct, but they are on a site. Let's try to get this in here. I'm messing this up now, aren't I? Oh, there we go. It seems to be in very good condition, this, but as I say, from what I found on the site, it got to number 51 in the charts here in the UK, and it stayed in the top 100 for 3 weeks. So just think, if a few more people bought it, it would have got into the top 40, and there was a chance it would have been played on the radio. I just think that's amazing. But as you can see, my wife knows that I like Lemmings, so she also bought me the 7-inch mix one, which only has Lemmings and I think you'd better do what he says. Just to be known, I don't actually own a record player, but she wanted to get me them because she knows that I like Lemmings and they seem to be in rather good quality. Let's slide this one out as well. Oh, there we go, that's all nice and shiny and silver. So yeah, it says Lemmings, Richardson, Cole and Humphreys and P. Johnson. I wonder if it's the same SFS group. They don't seem to be names, but obviously what might have happened is that people moved in and out of the group. That does happen. If anyone does know exactly who these people are, and if I've named the correct people, because obviously I want to give real credit for the correct people, but here it says I. Johnson, N. Kohler, H. Humphreys, and B. Johnston. And on the other side, there we go, same sort of names again. I really could do with a record brush, one of those felt type things, to make sure I don't scratch the record, because that's the last thing I want to do. Because one day I may well get a record player again, because I actually own a few records, funnily enough, because of Kickstarters and the things that I've backed. One of the bonus things is that you actually get a record. And of course we have the CD, and we're finishing off with the CD here though, because sadly my wife couldn't find the cassette version of this. She did look, but supposedly there was somebody trying to sell it for £50 for a very battered cassette that fits in a cardboard sleeve. It doesn't have the plastic case, so she believed that to be far too much money for something that was so bashed up. If it had been mint, she might have, mint as in mint condition, she might have thought about getting it, but even so, £50 for a cassette where it's got a couple of tracks on it is a bit pricey. But this looks a little bit dusty, but this looks brand new and never used, because surely it's the sort of thing you play once just for the fun of it really, and then put to one side. But then the big thing that she got me, just let me put that CD on the floor. Oh, did I show the back of that CD properly there? I didn't, did I? There we go, there's the back of the CD. So the same as what's on the 12-inch record. So I'll have to play this some other time. Obviously I'm not going to make you a recording and put this on YouTube or anything, because copyright issues, and besides, go find it yourself if you want to go listen to it. I've not actually listened to it yet, I've just started making this video. And then the big thing that she got me though, and as we already know from my other videos, I have Lemmings already, but this is the Archimedes, the A3000 version, which will work on my Archimedes A3010. So what I'm going to do with these Lemmings, because sneak preview, there's a few, I'm going to be making a lot of videos of the Amiga version versus the Archimedes version, and who knows, maybe I'll throw in the ST as well, but definitely show the Archimedes version compared to the Amiga. So be ready for that in future videos. Let's slide this out just so that you actually get to see the box, and obviously the box is very much the same as what it is on the Amiga, because it's all sort of one box fits all, hence the sticker that they put on so that it separates it a bit. Nothing interesting around the edges apart from the barcode does say Lemmings Archimedes, and this is one of these boxes of where it's a bit fun to open up. So there we go, Lemmings Archimedes, and the registration card for the Archimedes and BBC A3000. That's the thing I find funny, is that they still call the BBC A3000, not the Archimedes A3000, the BBC. And then this is the manual, which is completely different compared to the Amiga version, which is a bit more involved. But the truth is, do you really need anything more? So what's that, 4 pages? I have had a look under here once before just to make sure there was nothing, and there isn't, just in case someone had decided to put the manual hiding behind this false panel, as it were. So let's put that back in there. So I am looking forward to playing that on my Archimedes, because from what I understand there's a few different things that are a little bit different. And then we've got the Oh No More Lemmings, but this one is the data disc, unlike for the Amiga where I've got it where it's a separate, you know, you can just get going directly with this. This version needs that version. So over over 100 new levels data disc requires original Lemmings disc, RRP 1999, including VAT. Again, it's saying it's for the Archimedes. Back of the box, same as the Amiga one. It's all the same difference. But again, a sticker saying for the barcode that it's that. But then there's no sticker on the edges of this one. This time though, they've actually put a little bit of a lip on the box to make it easier to open. And then there we go. The disc, registration card, and then telling you how to get it going, because obviously you don't need another manual on how to use the game because you've got that in the first game, which makes perfect sense. So again, let's put this away, and this time though is Lemmings 2, the Tribes, and you need 2 megabytes. Luckily my Archimedes now has 4 megabytes, but you need 2, which is basically you'd have to upgrade your Archimedes in lots of cases before you've got the 2 megabytes. And this time, oh, it's a flappy one. I obviously need to fix that with a bit of double-sided sticky tape, easily fixed. There's a flap at the top, which bit of the side shouldn't open. Little pictures down the side this time. As I said, bit of double-sided sticky tape will soon fix that up. But this is where they moved across to the recyclable cardboard boxes, and then we have 3 discs, oh 4 discs even. There we go, Archimedes introduction disc. Oh, and 1, 2 and 3, so maybe that should be at the top. Registration card, and what's this one? A loading instructions, just on a bit of card. It's not a bit of paper, it's actually a bit of card. And then the instructions again, which it doesn't seem to have all the wonderful book and everything that the Amiga version had, but I have no idea if it's missing or it just was not in here in the first place. Or was it that this is all you've got on the Amiga? I can't remember now. Go have a look at my other videos and you'll see the comparisons. Yes, there's the instructions on which icons do which. So again, this is one that I'll be interested in seeing and comparing. Let me know out there if you want to see like longer videos comparing like for like per game, or do you want it all done in one go, which I can sort of see most people aiming for. Let me put this away, but that is it for this episode, because that's what I got. I did get a few other things for my birthday to play around with, but you'll see them in later videos for all by themselves, and I probably won't be mentioning it's my birthday, but that's what's needed, and I definitely need to fix this, don't I? In fact, I'll go do that now. But as always, happy gaming.